How's it going, everyone? It's Juan Romero here from SwitchWatch, and I'm here today with my review of Fortnite, a free-to-download game on the Nintendo eShop, one that everybody's playing on other consoles and PC, but is it worth your hard-earned time? Let's get into the review and find out. Fortnite originally started off as a game called Fortnite Save the World, which was about mining materials and looting. Your aim was to hold off hordes and hordes of enemies, and while the original concept was okay, it didn't set the world on fire. When Epic Games turned it into a Battle Royale mode, wow, it took off in a big way, with many now playing the game over differing platforms, even being able to play the full fat experience on mobile phone devices. I'd never played the game myself, as I just didn't think it would appeal to me, so this was my first experience of it on the Nintendo Switch. I was able to play cross-platform with another player on the Xbox One. Sadly though, there is no option to play with friends on the PS4. Now, Fortnite is a Battle Royale game, and it seems like this term is being bandied around these days like confetti. Every publisher and developer wants to implement this type of mode, and this is due to the success of such games like Fortnite and PUBG, for example. Fortnite drops you into a large map from a flying bus. You can skydive anywhere on this map that you see fit, but there's going to be another 99 players doing the same thing, all looking for a spot to loot weapons, armor potions, bandages, and anything else which can give you an advantage in battle. Now, the aim of this game though is to survive, and that's the key here, to be the last person standing. How you choose to strategize, of course, is one of the wonderful things about this particular game. I chose a more cautious approach, letting many of the players go about their business, taking each other out while I waited in the wings. It's always a laugh to see a bunch of people though jumping about trying to whack each other with pickaxes when they haven't managed to find a gun yet. Once you find a location, you can forage materials, wood, brick, and so forth. There are loot crates dotted about the map, so you can acquire all manner of weapons, from pistols or assault rifles to a sniper, which can give you a massive advantage if you're a good shot. Now, what really sets this game apart is the ability to build structures on the fly. Swap over to the building menu on the right hand side of the screen and you can whip up walls, staircases, roofs, and even set traps if you manage to loot some. Now, what makes these fight to the death matches so addictive and fascinating is that you can get killed, it's all over. So it makes for some really great risk versus reward scenarios. You have to watch out for the storms as well. Stay on the outskirts of the map for too long, and after 3 minutes the map starts to shrink with the impending storm. This forces players to centralise into a random part of the map until it comes to a point where you end up with what seems like a pinprick on the map where few players are left to take each other out until there is only one standing. This is a great decision by the developers because it just means that battles aren't going to take forever. Now, there are also other differing modes you can play. You can add your friends to the mix in a duo mode, which sees 2 of you trying to survive versus other duos in the game, again with 100 players on the map, and you can also set up squads of 4 players, which is great for team of you to work together. Again, all of these are with 100 players on the map. And for a varying limited time, you have the 50v50 and sniper shootout modes. Now, these modes seem to swap around from time to time, so it adds some nice variety to proceedings. 50v50 is pretty great, as you can help each other build structures to protect the team. It's like an all-out war, and it gets really intense. Each man, woman you lose feels like a blow to your army, if you will. What is captivating though is being able to build a wall in the middle of a firefight to block incoming bullets, or building a tower, higher structures to get that height advantage. While these buildings stick out like a sore thumb, they can be used as decoys as well, with players often going in to find another player to kill, only for the player to be hiding elsewhere, waiting to take that player out from a nearby bush, for example. Very clever indeed, and yes, I did get caught out a number of times like this. I have to express that the game is superb fun, especially for a free game. You should definitely give it a go to see if you like it. Not a pay-to-win game either, which I'm very pleased about. Instead, you can pay for vanity items, which I personally really could not care less about. For those interested though in these items, there's all sorts of things you can buy. For example, you can buy a battle pass for 950 V-Bucks, that equates to about £7.99. You may want to purchase that. It allows you to unlock a number of cool vanity items that you'd probably not be able to get playing for free, and you can purchase a number of items in the shop as well, and the shop changes daily, so there's plenty there to purchase if you wish to support the developer. I just wanted though to play this game and have fun, so not having to pay to win was a real bonus. It would have been nice if more maps were available. I'm sure the developer will do something in time, and also controls do take some getting used to, especially at first, switching from building to weapons for example. And players will come across lag from time to time, even if you have great Wi-Fi like I do. Mostly I noticed this in handheld mode. It wasn't too frequent. In terms of audio, the game is perfect for what it is. There's a nice introductory track on the title page, but what makes the game stand out is the lack of music. And having to listen intently to the smallest sound and sort of trying to hear out for other players and where they're located. Now looting and shooting, you can usually hear where they are. It can be a fatal mistake if you start whacking your pickaxe in the wrong place whilst gathering materials. Someone may hear you, creep up on you, and you are toast. At times I'd be in a building and would hear players shutting and opening doors or other players' footsteps. So sound is an important part of this game, so listen out for those footsteps. It's really a good idea to play with headphones if you can. The SFX for the game for the most part is good enough, from shooting an assault rifle to your pistol. The guns do sound satisfying. One of the great things about this is the implemented voice chat, where you can plug in a headset to your Switch through the jack. There's no need for a mobile phone here, and it's absolutely brilliant that we finally have native voice chat properly implemented in this game, which works fine.
Right, let's do it. Let's jump into these duos. Tested 1, 2, 3. Let's jump into these duos and kick us some butt.
It works between Switch players, but I had more difficulty trying to chat to someone on an Xbox One, so I'm not 100% sure if it works cross-play or not, even though I did test it quite extensively. I didn't see why it shouldn't, but for me, I could only get it to work between other Nintendo Switch players. Visually then, the game is not really where it should be in my opinion. The game has a cartoony look and colours are nice and bright, so it makes the game very appealing looking. That's not the problem. In handheld mode, while the visuals are fine, they compare with playing on an iPad in my opinion, and I have played both. I would expect a little bit more with the Switch being a dedicated console, with Paladins also being released on the eShop, which I've played as well. That game runs at 60 frames per second and is really smooth. It is a little bit disappointing that this isn't also running at the full 60 frames per second. I can understand that this was probably sacrificed to optimize performance, seeing as there's 100 players on a map, and also being able to play a game like Paladins, it's only 5v5, so that's probably easier to optimize. Now, while I'm not usually bothered about frame rates, it can affect a player's performance on the Nintendo Switch. So playing on the PS4, Xbox One or PC is the better experience, but then for those like me who want a more portable experience, then the Switch is the best way to play due to having physical buttons. Docked mode is adequate, but again, there have been some obvious compromises made. In terms of value then, Fortnite is free and it's not a pay-to-win game. You can buy vanity items if you wish to do so, but that's about it. I suggest if you want to pay some money to play this, then buy the Battle Pass, because that for me is quite worth it if you're into the vanity side of things. And it also gives you that replayability because you want to get to level 100 or tier 100 to unlock all of those vanity items. For that, I would say it's worth the money. In terms of my summary then, Fortnite was a game I had absolutely no interest in, to be honest with you, but that all changed when I played my first battle, my first game. Everything really started to click when I understood the building mechanics and learning different tactics to survive as long as possible. Having implemented native chat on Fortnite with this game is the first game on the Switch to showcase that it works properly, you can speak to your friends, and it's absolutely essential in competitive games like this, and I'd love to see this feature implemented across the boards on this type of game. I will admit I'm not great personally at this game, but I can absolutely understand its allure. People say this is for kids, but then I believe this is one that adults and kids can enjoy together with the benefit of playing with friends via crossplay on other consoles. This is the ultimate way to play Fortnite portably, of that I have little doubt. However, if you want graphical fidelity and 60 frames per second, you may want to try it on another system. For me, I consider the game to be great and one you should at least give a try, even if you think it may not be for you. I reckon it will turn many of you around who are skeptical. For this game then, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And if you enjoyed this review, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up. If you're a new watcher here, then consider subscribing. And please remember that we also have a website at www.switchwatch.co.uk where you can read up on the latest news and reviews. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on Fortnite, and have you experienced the game yet? Have you tried its voice chat yet, and how did it work for you? Let me know. My name's Juan Romero from SwitchWatch, and I'll see you again on the next one. Take care.